Do you ever think to yourself, I want to know every single glitch in Minecraft? Wait a second, didn't I ask this question just over a year ago? Well, yes, actually. In February of 2019, I showed off the 25 glitches that still worked in the latest version of Minecraft at the time. And today, I'll be looking at the 25 oldest still functional glitches aside from the ones shown off in that video. However, if you're curious as to which glitches from that original video still work within Minecraft 1.16, here they are. As you can see, 16 of the 25 glitches shown off within the original video still work to this very day. If you want to check out that video, I'll have a link at the top of the description down below. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's check out the next 25 oldest glitches that still work in Minecraft. Alright, let's get started. Number 1. For whatever reason, ender crystals cannot be hit with melee weapons from below unless you're really close to them. While I wouldn't recommend hitting them with a melee weapon at all if you don't really know what you're doing, it's interesting to know why they don't explode when you try and hit them kinda like this. Number 2. When you place 7 snow layers next to an actual snow block, some lighting issues emerge that do not show up if the 7 snow layers instead border 8 stacked snow layers. When you leave the end dimension, the item selected on your hotbar will always be changed to the first slot, even if you had another slot selected when you jumped into the end portal. The chests within jungle temples always face north, even if it looks like they should be facing in some other direction. Whenever mobs of any kind are dangled from a lead, they build up fall damage while they're dangling in the air, meaning if you break the lead when they're only a block or two above the ground, they're still more than likely going to die. If you want them to live, make sure that they land in some water. Next. This one's really simple, but it's one we've all experienced a few times, whether or not we realize it. When you shift-click an item to take it out of a chest, furnace, crafting bench, etc., the item will always appear in the last available inventory slot, whether that's on your hotbar or within your inner inventory, which is actually inconsistent compared to the behavior if you just pick an item up off of the ground, which puts the item into your first available slot. Again, it's small, but it's kinda neat. This one's a little more weird though. Did you know that you can grow almost any kind of tree with dirt blocks right above the saplings? When the tree grows, it won't replace the dirt blocks either. Meaning, if you grow a tree in this way, but there aren't any wooden logs attached to the leaves after the fact, the leaves will immediately start to disappear. If you die with more than 2,147,483,648 experience, or just over 21,863 levels, your total experience will appear as a negative number due to a simple integer overflow. Alright, 8 down, 17 more to go. Whenever you try to throw a splash potion towards a horse while you're close to them and looking at them, nothing happens at all? Yeah, you don't get on the horse, nor do you throw the potion at all. If you give yourself an item that increases your health, allow your health to regenerate all the way, deselect it, and then give yourself an effect that changes your health in some way, you'll experience a quote-unquote fake death, where the death screen shows up, but you don't actually die, which results in this extremely trippy visual-only effect that only gets reset when you reload the world or when you walk through a portal. In versions of Minecraft prior to release 1.3, whenever you would take damage, it would show the direction of the incoming damage when you got hit. However, when the client and server code was merged in Minecraft Release 1.3, this functionality was lost. Next up, if a chest is open while a block falls on top of it, the chest interface won't get closed even though it technically can't be opened anymore. Whenever one sign is placed on top of another, Z-fighting occurs, which actually causes the effect that you see here. Withers exhibit this weird behavior that whenever they spawn, the side heads will attack you right away, whether or not you attack the wither, but the middle head won't attack you until you then attack attack the Wither. It's obviously pretty tough to notice this in-game unless you're really looking for this behavior, because when you're being attacked by the Wither, it's a little bit disorienting and you have to pay attention to killing the Wither. If you ignite the top half of a double tall flower, it'll drop when it breaks. Fun fact, you can also just bone meal the flower and it'll drop a copy of itself that you can then place on the ground. I figured that part out accidentally while filming this video. If a river flows through certain terrain within an eroded Badlands biome, the rock formations will be cut off by the river, which will result in that terrain floating above the river's surface. Awesome. 16 down and only the last 9 to go. Command block minecarts will lose their name once you reload the world, as you can see here by these various chat messages. Now, this next one is super dumb. Like, why can't I enchant a fishing rod with the lowest level enchantment? It looks like I can, but when I highlight over the enchantment box, no enchantment shows up, and I can't click on it to apply whatever enchantment would be there. Just nothing happens. Weird. If the entity that the player is riding gets teleported into an unloaded chunk, the player will not go with it, and the chunks do not load at all. If you start mining a block in survival mode, stop, and then you switch your game mode to spectator, if you try to break the block you were breaking before, but in spectator mode, you can actually see the block breaking animation, hear the block breaking, but you obviously won't actually be able to break it because, again, you're in spectator mode. Within the statistics menu, the amount of mobs you've killed is listed as a singular even if you've killed way more than one. If you control pick block a furnace that's cooking something, which is supposed to copy all of that block's properties, the furnace won't visibly appear to be smelting anything, even though it actually will still be smelting. Signed books within item frames don't show their title, even though books renamed within an anvil will show it. And the last two are pretty good. Projectiles do not collide with the world border at all, which is actually what allows for you to throw ender pearls through it and wind up on the other side of the world border. Alongside that, you can actually place or take water, lava, and lily pads from both inside of spawn protection and outside of the world border, even though terrain outside of the world border and inside of spawn protection is supposed to be entirely protected. And you know what? The real last item on our list, number 26, is that explosions can damage blocks outside of the world border, which again is supposed to be quote-unquote entirely protected terrain. This is something that I actually showed off in the very first video that I made within my current style of videos way back in August of 2016. It's crazy to think that was almost 4 years ago. If you want to check out that video, be sure to follow the icon on the top right of the screen. So yeah, wow. Just like the last video I did on the 25 oldest glitches at the time, this one was really information dense, even though this video is actually much longer than the last one. And if you're curious, the way in which I found out about these glitches was through Minecraft's bug reporting website, which you can find via bugs.mojang.com. I looked up all of Minecraft's unresolved glitches, sorted them by the order in which the report itself was created, and then I picked 25 of the best items that I could find that weren't an obscure server glitch or something minor in that regard. For the most part though, I did pick the 25 oldest glitches overall, aside from the ones that I showed off in my original video. Now, which ones did you not know about? Did you know them all? Were there any that you were surprised were so old in the first place? Feel free to let me know in the comments section down below. But yeah, if you've gotten this far in the video and you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like on the video, especially this time, because it really does help out myself, the channel, and the video quite a lot. I also want to point out that this wasn't every single one of the oldest glitches in order. I did leave out a few of them because they were either boring, some random minor server issue, or debatably not even a bug at all. So yeah, that just about does it for me for now. I hope you all enjoyed. My name is AntVenom, and I bid you all farewell. Thanks so much for watching.